So, what my plan is let's see if I can get that down like that. There we go. So what my plan is that am I centralised? I am. The camera's a bit skewed. Oh well. No one's ever going to see anyway. So what my plan is I am going to attempt to generate for Majestic13, as it is so apt at the moment. What with it's not David Koresh, because he was Waco. This is David Goresh, the whistleblower at the moment, who is saying that we know about aliens. Not only do we know about aliens, we've known about aliens for a very, very long time. And we possess alien items, artifacts, things. Which is funny because the Time magazine, I think it was Time magazine, it could have been some other magazine or American newspaper, in the early 1970s did an expose that was covered over saying exactly the same thing in the 1970s, which is quite interesting really. But yes, also apparently they were investigating it for the last 2 years on the quiet and trying to get people to come forward, but the whistleblower rules only changed in 2022 in the United States, and so that's why, that's why people have only just, well, he only came forwards because he felt he was being threatened, which is fair enough. Anyway, enough about that, but I wonder if Uncle Adam knew, and Venturella knew how accurate they were. I don't think they probably did. Or maybe they did. I don't know. Maybe they know people who know people. So, strictly speaking, I should start by choosing 5 minis, but I'll probably do a little, I can show you how many minis I have. Lots over there, all painted. I'll take my phone over and I'll film them and paste it in and do editing again. So I should choose 5 minis and do it this way. I choose the minis, build people around, but I've ordered some from, is it Atlantic? I can't remember where they're from. Hold on. I shall look it up. It's the Wargames Atlantic. I ordered a box of Wargames Atlantic of the Ura. Quite good. Minis. I think it can make, it's 24 miniatures in a box. I also have the Crew 2, the Stargrave Crew 2 and the Mercenaries 2 boxes, which are the female figures. So I've made some of those. Hold on, I can show you those. So I have, hold on, I'll come back. I've done 6, so I'm going to slap chop. So they're only, you're not going to be able to see these. You're not going to be able to see these. I can't zoom in anyway. It's only just a webcam. But anyway, I've made them up, and so though they are sci-fi figures, of course, because they're for Stargrave. I do enjoy Stargrave. I have tried to put them together in such a way that they can be used for this. So they're just primed at the moment. So I've put them together, and these are for my medicine pots. Put them together and prime them. I haven't done the base. I quite like slap chop and using army paints, army speed paints, to do things like him. I don't know if it'll focus. Do you do this without them focusing? Anyway, enough about that. I'm going to create a team for Majestic13, which we will do right now. If you don't know about Majestic13, find out about it. It's great. It's quite simplistic. D20 based instead of D12, which their other 2 systems, I think. So I've played Space Station Zero, but not for very long. I should really go back to doing that. I quite enjoyed it. It's very good, nicely structured. It's like a choose your own adventure skirmish game. It's very good. And I have read and I own Reign in Hell, but I've never actually played it. I don't actually have that many demonic figures, and I was trying to, I don't know why I didn't play it, but I didn't play it. But Majestic13 is majority, or primarily rather, for solo play. And I spend half my time on my own, so solo play fits quite well. Me and my daughter, or my daughter and I, are playing Stargrave. At the moment, we're going through the Lost Prospector campaign. Anyway, so I'm not going to choose figures first, was the long and the short of it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do this. So each character starts with Acuity, I think it is, Combat, Dex, and Fortitude at 555, and then for the commander you roll 2d6 for each stat twice and apply the highest result. Alright, let's see if I can patch up some dice. I have 2 green ones there. Let's see if I've got another paired dice that I can do. I need to make a dice bag. I'm going to make a dice bag tomorrow. So I have 2 clear dice, and I will have 2. Oh, there we go. 2 pretty dice. So I have 2 pretty dice, 2 clear dice. This is for the commander. Let me put my dice away. I got this dice bag a very long time ago. I used to listen to, they were called RPG MP3. I don't know if they still exist. RPG MP3, I used to listen to them. I used to love the Walton Hall podcast, actual plays they would now be called. But I did a Secret Santa and I got these, and these dice and the Secret Santa. Can't remember what I said, but I got these from the Secret Santa. Very cool. Haven't listened to those in ages. They're very good. Anyway, we will do this, and I can play this back and listen to myself witter. So we do for each stat of the command. So when rolling the commander, so you may roll 2d6 and then twice. During the turn, you nominate one of these 2 players. Beginning with basic stats for each team member. Go in order for each stat, roll 2d6, adding the total to each stat in question. No dice are rolled for the psycho unless we so. I don't think we will. I've had a thought of what I'll be. So first off, let's do this. So we've got. I might just switch to here. And so we have first stat. I've got a 4. So that would be an acuity of 13. Then for combat, so this you add 5 to this. So I've got an 11 and a 5. So what's that? That's 16, isn't it? Wow! Our commander is almost the maximum he could possibly be in combat. Then we have Dex. Ooh, 5 and 5 is 10. Not great Dex, means you're not going to be able to run very far. I'll be very dexterous. Initiative of 13, I suppose isn't that bad. Finally, Fortitude. A 5, so either a 10 or an 11, so it's an 11, isn't it? And 11. Now we have our first person. 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. So you have 5 people for Majestic13. Crew of 5. We will use the pretty dice. So my first person's acuity is very good. Is 14. They will go slightly faster than the commander. Their combat is not very good. It's 8. No, yes, it's 8. That's not very good at all. Their dex. So I was thinking for someone's definitely got to be the medic. 4, so that's 9. I think the medic, based on the fact that you move your dexterity, the medic having a high dexterity is probably better. So what's that? That's 7, so that's 12 for fortitude. Then we have our next person, their acuity. Gives us an 8. It's not great. Their combat skill, 7, so that's 12, I believe. That's alright. Their dex is 12. This is our best dex so far, so maybe this is going to be the person who will serve as a medic. Oh, damn! That's a fortitude of 16. I think that is hit points. So our next person, this is their acuity, which is like their initiative, so that's an 11. Now we have their combat. Another high combat would be good. So 10. Not very combat heavy, but I was going to choose the spy ones. Dex 13. It's a nice dex. And then we have fortitude of 13. And the final trooper, acuity of 9. Combat. What's that? So that's 8. So that's a 13. Not bad. Dex 12. Okay, so we've got a fair number of people who can run quite far. And fortitude of 10. Okay. So, our commander, for each team member going order, stats, players creating their first crew, so they begin with their first crew member and start acuity 2d6, get 7. Bonus from your faction choice within the questionnaire and the gear equipment may modify these stats. Remember, when your team members achieve a stat of a certain value, they may gain additional bonuses. What's that say? Page 13. Alright, let's have a look at page 13. So, does anyone have an acuity of 14 plus? Yes. One person has an acuity of 14. This team member does not suffer a critical hit on a 19 or 20 by surprise attack. So I say no crit on 19, 20 for surprise. Now we've got a combat bonus. A combat bonus of 13. So no one's got one over 18, but we do have so it says 13 plus. I have 1 13, I have 2 13 plus, the commander and another person. So that says this team member increases their weapon damage by 1 whenever they make a combat weapon attack. Dam plus 1 when combat attack. Maybe that's in this bit. Dam plus 1. Then +1. What's this one? No. Crit. 19, 20. Surprise. When surprised, rather. Then what do we have for dex bonuses? Dex bonuses start at a 15. No one has a 15. Fortitude bonuses start at 14. I have one with a 14, which has got 16. Whenever this team member suffers damage from any source, reduce that damage by 1. Damn. Taken -1. Oh, that's cool. So that person's the shield, the tank or the shield. So I'm going to call this person tank. So their job will be to tank. Okay. The last two sets that all team members have are hit points and defense. These may also be modified by additional choices during this process. Or by gear. Hit points are equal to your fortitude plus 15. So max hit points, fortitude plus 15 means that's 26 for the commander, 27 for this person, 31 for tank, 18 and 25, and then defense, everyone's defense is 30. 30, 30, 30, 30, 30. Now, factions. There is a selection of factions, but I quite liked. I don't like there being a women's defence force. I think that's that. Why would then? You know, every team could have a full squad of women. It don't need to have a women's defence force. Though I suppose it is. I don't know when this is set. I thought now. Let's see, I think it was section 6, and I think I wanted to choose section 6 because it mentions Great Britain. Section 6 is the professional spy organisation. There, so let's go faction. Section 6. Section 6 teams roll for their. When Section 6 teams roll for their FUBAR event, they receive a -1 to this roll, which means it cannot happen in round 1. So I'll go -1 to FUBAR roll. In addition, enemies can never start the mission hidden. If the mission has enemies started as hidden, this ignores. Enemies cannot start hidden. Simplified bureaucracy. Spy agencies are used to cutting through red tape, as the matters they handle are far too sensitive to go through normal channels, as we know from recent events and the certain budgets that may have disappeared within the Pentagon at the moment. As such, executions become excellent at establishing backdoors to make sure they're able to get what they need to be successful quickly when making a bureaucracy roll as part of step 4. The post game, a section 16 may roll twice for each requisition and use either result. Can roll twice for. Can't spell. Requisitions. During end phase. I'll call it step 4. Step 4. Okay. Advantages. Now I haven't really thought about this. The advantages bit. So we have advanced combat training. Increase everyone's combat stat by 1. I do have one person with a poor combat stat. Armoured team. Chemically enhanced. Connected. Your team has strong connections with the upper echelons of leadership. Once per post-game process, when making a bureaucracy roll, you may roll twice and select either. I've got that anyway. Oh no, that's requisitions, not bureaucracy. Final specialist, extra gear. The team may select 3 additional pieces of gear when creating a starting team. Additional pieces of gear may not have the weapon keyword. I've got high alert team. Increase the acuity of the team members by 1. That might be useful. So we go faster. Psionic talent. Rapid response team. When determining initiative, all members of your team count as their acuity is 5 higher. This bonus only applies to initiative and is not a bonus to the acuity stat. So that means we'll go faster. The team has resources and transportation needs to get to your missions quickly and efficiently, often before things can go wrong. When determining initiative, all members of your team count as their acuity is 5 higher. That would be good because it means we all get to shoot the things before they get to react. That could be useful. Excuse moi. Ready Swan. Oh no, we've already got a bonus for Fubar. Reinforced thermal layering, yeah. Not very spy-y. That going fast is spy-y. Rapid response team. Roughest and toughest, no. Tactical command team, we're rolling your food, no. Vertical response unit does not reduce their movement and cotton there. Veteran commander, increase all stats of your commander by 1. In addition, your team counts as a veteran team for 1 requisition it makes after each mission. So the commander's been around for a bit. Okay, I'm going to say we are a rapid response team. So we are, advantage is rapid response team, which is we all have +5 initiative. Okay, cool. We're not doing psionics. Equipment. Starting gear, so we can have phase 1 gear. Alright. So if somebody has a medical kit, as an action, the user may treat themselves or another team member within 1 inch. So I'm pretty sure you move your dexterity in inches. What was that? I just saw the word move. Movement. During the team, each activation and the enemy's activation, they may move a number of inches equal to their dexterity stat. A team member or enemy can always choose to move less than total in addition. Yes, so whoever is my medic, I want them to have a high dex because they can run around more. So, my person with 11 acuity, 10 combat, what's low combat, has 13 dex and a 13 fortitude. So I'm going to call this one imaginatively Doc. And this person will have medkit. Medical kit. I'll call it medkit. Medkit, which is heals 1d6 plus 4. Heal within 1 inch. Okay, cool. So we get starting equipment, receives 1 weapon, which is phase 1, and a total of 3 additional pieces of gear. Okay, and so they will also have, let's see, what is their combat? Their combat is 11, and so they'll just take an assault rifle, an M16. No, what is SA-80 if they're English? I think they still use an SA-80, which is a weapon we know, ballistic we know, ranged we know, phase 1 we know, 2d6 dam. Okay, who's our heavy dude? Our heavy dude, tank. I think they might have a heavy repeating rifle. User is -2 to combat when attacking with this weapon. What's their combat? Their combat is 12. That would drop them to a 10. Although maybe our commander will use the heavy weapon because he's got, I'm assuming it's a he. It's very sexist. Is on a 16 combat with a -2. That puts them at a 14. User is -4 to combat when attacking with an explosive launcher, which is weapon ballistic ranged. Mine is 4d6 damage, requires 2 hands. Still phase 1. 4d6 damage, requires 2 hands, and -4 to hit, which would put me at 12, which is about the same as everybody else anyway. Okay, so our commander is going to get, what were they called? An M203? I think it's called an M203. Let's see, my teenage years were spent... Actually, I got Twilight 2000 role-playing game. And the Twilight 2000 role-playing game was... I got it delivered because it's got solo rules. M203 grenade launcher. 40 Mike. So the M203 single shot 40mm under barrel grenade. So what's the... it uses the same rounds as the old standard. It was the M79 break action grenade launcher. Oh, it's an M79. Anyway, yes, Twilight 2000. All the people who liked Twilight 2000 when I was growing up, one of them joined the army. Another one was in the territorials. -4 to combat. So that would be 4d6 +1. Because of +1 damage, but I'll add that one down. 4d6 damn. This person will be Cap. Okay, who else do we have? So Dot's got an SA-80. I mean, this SA-80 is British, M79 is American. Alright, what about everybody else? What other gear? Oh, what about a... So, here's a thought. Can they only have one weapon? A total of so, when you teach, each member of your team receives one weapon. Oh, I do have a figure which is a British police officer who has a riot shield and riot bat with riot gear on. I do have a mini for that. So, tank. I could give tank a shield. This user gains +2 bonus to defense. The user cannot use two-handed weapons. If I give them a shield, it'll fit the figure, but is there... So that's gearless detection. What do we got weapon-wise? Is there anything? These are all ranged weapons. Flashbang grenades. No damage. Heavy rapid explosive launcher, tracking beacon, restraining taser. Weapon energy. 1d6 damage. On successful attack, the target will make a dexterity stat check 27 or be restrained. And I think restrained means that they can't, because the restrained doesn't actually, it's just an ongoing negative. When a model is restrained, their move is treated as 0 regardless of the dex stat, and they automatically fail all dex stat checks. Ooh, that could be useful. Restraining taser. It doesn't say it's ranged. It says its type is energy. What does type? Gear's different types such as armor, weapon and so on. Certain abilities may offer bonuses when using certain types of equipment. Some gear also has keywords such as energy. Certain enemies and alien creatures may have resistance, weakness or special abilities. Is every item a model may have any number of weapons, but when making a combat attack, but we only receive one weapon at this stage, so we'd have to request other weapons. Okay, we can requisition at the end of a mission. So, do I want... So this is a weapon, ballistic, ranged. Is everything a ranged weapon so far? Ranged. That's not ranged. The restraining taser is not ranged. Range. Everything is ranged apart from the... What's this? So there's no... Basically, I'm not expected to get into hand-to-hand combat with these things. Interesting. So, Tank would have a pistol, but instead I'm going to give Tank a restraining taser, and Tank will... What's Tank's dex? 12? It's one of the best. Okay. Tank is going to get a shield. Tank's probably going to die. A shield which gives +1 defense, which changes the defense to 31, and restraining taser. So it says restraining taser, weapon, energy, phase 1. Actually, I think I've got an FAQ for this. My Microsoft Surface. I think I've got an FAQ for this. Do talk among yourselves. Right, what have we got? Page 46. Page 46. Silent gear. No. Can my team member have a one-handed weapon, a two-handed weapon, and something like a shield? What happens in that scenario when I attack? Can I use a non-weapon of my med kit when using two-handed weapons? Yes, your team member may have multiple weapons. When the team member activates as per normal rule set, must choose a single. Yes. Do area attacks still require line of sight? When does the mission actually end? Doesn't say. It's like the explosive launcher. Is the explosive launcher an area attack? Does not sound like it. I suppose the majority of this, you're targeting one enemy. I don't think many of the battles are involved like I am attacking someone with an area attack weapon. So it's quite it's quite interesting. It's mainly premise. Now I'm sort of rolling a team. I read the rules earlier. It's mainly premise with missions, and the actual sort of the nitty gritty mechanic of the weapons and various things are very abstracted. It's like no melee weapons, because in general, do you really want to go toe to toe with one of these things? Probably not. But maybe Tank does. Anyway, restraining taser. 1d6 dam. On a successful attack, the target must make a dex stat. Okay. On hit. Dex versus 27 or restrained. I'm actually printing a figure I got off Thingiverse, because I've already rolled. I'll roll afterwards for this bit for the first mission. I already know what I did this so as I could print a figure. It's a spine flinger is what we shall be fighting in the first mission. Okay, so we have Doc with medkit and SA-80, Tank with a shield and a restraining taser, Cap who's got an M79. Now, do we want someone who would be a sniper? So I've got with a fair amount of decks. So the problem is I've got 2 people left who are not equipped out. The sniper goes low, Tank goes low. Probably not good to that. And I've got somebody who goes quite quickly on 14. They're the ones who go first. So the 14, but their combat is low. I think because we've got the sniper rifle, which says, so range works in this game that if you're on the board, a ranged weapon can hit you. Oh, maybe that's why the restraining taser is low, because it's... Oh, let's have a look at combat. I'm going to quickly... Hold on. I'm going to quickly look at combat. I did read combat, but... Combat section's not very good. It's alright, because it's quite... The rules are fairly simple. Combat steps... oh, here we go. Melee. Range. If a weapon has the range keyword, then the target of the attack may be any creature within line of sight. If the weapon does not have the range keyword, then the target of attack must be within 1 inch of the team member. In this case, the attacker does not need line of sight to the target, but the target must not be completely obstructed by the intervening object, i.e. on the other side of a wall. There is no penalty for using a weapon with the range keyword on a target within 1 inch. If an attack has the melee keyword, the target of the attack must be within 1 inch of the attacking model. So what do we say here? So it says if the weapon does not have the range keyword, then the target of attack must be within 1 inch of the team member. And if the attack has the melee keyword, the target of attack must be within 1 inch of the attacking model. Huh? Fair enough, just in case the rules were lawyers. Okay, so my restraining taser says energy. Maybe I should write energy down as well. Energy. But it does not say ranged. So that means it is within 1 inch. So I reckon I'm going to give this person with Acuity 9, SNIPS, Snipes, who has a combat of 13 and a dam of +1. The sniper rifle, which, as we were saying, weapon ballistic ranged, 1d6 +2 damage, increases to 2d6 +4 damage if the attacker does not move during activation. So their dex isn't great. Requires 2 hands. This weapon's attacks ignore cover if the attacker did not move. Okay, they're going to have a sniper rifle. I'll tell you what, I might roll their names on, use the Tables Modern book, which is, so we've got 1d6 +2 dam, 2d6 +4 if not move, ignore cover if not move. So how you attack with this is you roll, hold on, you roll 2d20. Let's see if I can find a second d20. How many d20s are over the other side? Oh, here we go. No, that's d12. We're on the other side of the room. No. Oh, here we go. 2d20s. You roll 2d20s if the person is in cover. And so we've got Oh, 14. 14 and a 3, and you take the lowest because they're in cover. So this person instead would just roll 1. A 16. Much better. Right. And then we have our final person who has a high acuity, so they go fast. They do not get affected by surprise crits because they're special. So I guess... Oh, there is one. One is area. We've got flashbang grenades. Area. Ranged. That does have the area, so I'm assuming our explosive grenade launcher is not an area weapon. Okay. How many things do we have? We have a shield. We have a med kit. So we can have something else. What other equipment from the gear do we have? Med kit, antitoxin, shock pad, stimulant shot. All those things would be useful. Other phase 1 scanner. The user gains +2 bonus to acuity to spot hidden enemies. Okay, this person's already got a 14. That would give them a 16. Alright. And I think if I remember rightly, if and of course we're rapid response, so we get a +5 to initiative. So that means whoever this is, Speedy, goes on 19. So the dex is low, but they've got fast reactions. Ha! They were born ready. What's it? It's all in the reaction. It's all in the reactions. That is Jack Burton from the Pork Chop Express. Some enemies either begin... Oh, hold on. Enemies cannot start hidden. So they cannot start hidden, but then they can go hidden. A team may, as part of an action, making an attack, make an acuity check to spot a hidden model. The enemy will have a target number listed for this check depending on the quality of their camouflage. If the acuity check is successful, the attacker may draw line of sight to the target as normal, assuming no other game element blocks line of sight, and may attack as long as the weapon is in the appropriate range. If this check is failed, the model that made the acuity check may not attack, and the action is wasted. The model may choose. Some teams may have the ability to become hidden whenever a target is hidden makes an attack. It's a surprise. Surprise. I think that once you undo someone who is hidden. How long are we going? 42 minutes. Well, I'm enjoying myself talking to myself. Once you uncover someone who's hidden, doesn't like my face. Like my face. Like my face. Like me. Alright, got it. Oh, there we go. It's like me. Page 49. Once a February event rolled, you no longer roll. No more than one February can win from one game. Fair enough. When a team member spots a hidden enemy, is it revealed for all team members? Yes. When a hidden enemy is revealed, they lose the hidden status and may be targeted until the alien becomes hidden again. Right. In which case, we are going to get a scanner for this person who gets a +2 acuity to spot hidden. So this will be our, we'll go first, and then they will, because they can go, their initiative will then be 19. They will be able to spot the hidden people to do an attack, and then everybody else can see to then do attacks for the rest of that turn. So they are just going to have SA 80. This is cool. This is speedy. Who has fast reactions, but actually quite slow. They're the slowest in the team. And an SA80 is 2d6. 2d6. Damn. We need to give tank a pistol after the first. So what we've got, we have Cap has an M79, a grenade launcher. Speedy has a scanner and an SA80. Maybe the scanner's on top. Does it say the scanner takes... No, maybe the scanner is on top of the weapon, so a big heavy thing on top of the SA80. Let's see if I can kit bash that. I've not really done much kit bashing in my time. Then we have Tank, who has a shield and a restraining taser, so a shock stick. Doc with their medkit and SA80, and Snipes, who has a sniper rifle, and that is it. Alright, kill. Starting base. We have our starting base. Okay, I think I've got a separate sheet for starting base. Here we do. I do. So, where shall we start? We are Sector 6, Section 6, Remote Intelligence Base. These bases are favoured by teams that want to gather as much intel as possible before engaging with the enemy. That fits. When determining the alien creature in any non-special mission, you may roll twice and select whichever monster you want to fight. Well, I've already done that. In addition, your team gains +1 to all stat checks made to avoid conditions caused by the alien creature during the first turn. Whenever your team engages in a special mission, they gain a +1 bonus to all stat checks during the first turn. Urban infiltration. When rolling for the food event in any mission, treat rolls of what's else is -1 to the food roll. When your team engages in a special mission, all enemy models suffer most penalties during the first round. Ooh, they'll go really slow compared to my team. When rolling for the field event in any mission, treat rolls of 3 to 7 as known event instead of civilians. Your team also gains a +1 bonus initiative of all team members when engaging in a mission with the urban type. Wow, we would go super fast. Alright, that's it. Urban infiltration base. So we are in an urban infill base. Maximum upgrades 6. Disallowed upgrades upgraded point defense and a rapid deployment pad. Cannot have either of those. Benefits. Benefits, we have Fubar 3 to 7, no event. Seven equals no event. We have your team also gains +5 bonus to initiative for all team members, +5 to initiative in urban, +5 initiative in urban. When your team members engage in a special mission, all enemy models have -5 penalty to initiative during the first round. Special missions, enemy -5 initiative first round. Sweet. Okay. The following options can be added to your base. Each base has a maximum number of upgrades allowed. At the end of each mission, as part of the post-game process, teams may request one base upgrade. At the end of each mission, so now it needs to be at the end of the first mission. Starting base. Before you first mission, select one of the starting bases below and apply the benefits to your team. Once this choice is made, it may not be changed, although you may add additional bonuses. Start a new team. So this is bases are located in the heart of a major city and are meant to respond to the most dangerous types of alien attacks. Okay. Can't get any of these, so I'll skip through these for now. Missions. Right. Let's roll up our first mission. I'll do it on the back of here. So we have geography, terrain, enemy we know, bureaucracy, maybe we don't need that next, secondary, objective, foobar is during it, aid is during it, so fair enough, fair enough. Okay, geography. 1, 2, 6. Let's use this clear one. 1 to 3 wilderness, 4, 5, 6 urban. 4, 5, 6. That's a 5. That's urban. So we're, which is good for us. So urban, which would mean we get a +5 initiative in urban area. So we're on a +10. Is that just saying the first? That wasn't in the first. That was any time, wasn't it? Yes. So that's we're +10 initiative for this mission. So Speedy will go on 24. Okay. So anyway, urban. Roll to determine the foobar event has a +1 mod. The roll to call for aid also gets +1. So foobar +1, aid +1. Terrain, roll once the appropriate table below for each quarter of the board. Large picture. Okay, so we've got urban. So I'll draw a little box. 1, 2, 3, 4. Whoops. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we roll a d6. Urban number 1, 4. D3 large structures and 1 small wood or foliage, which is 1. 1 large, 1 small wood or foliage. 1 small wood foliage. Second quarter, 5 D3 large structures, 1 small wood or foliage, which is the same. Third one, 6 D3 large structures, D3 small structures, which is 1 large, 3 small. Okay, and then we have our final quarter, a number 1, no, a 2, which is 1 large structure, 1 small ruin or wood. 1 large, 1 small ruin / woods. Cool. Enemy. Once you've generated the terrain, you will need to determine what is difficult or dangerous terrain. Roll once on the table below for each piece of terrain. Okay, so we'll do that afterwards. Do that when I've set up. And now we've got a spine flinger. Spine Slinger, which is page 125. Bureaucracy. Great plane never survives contact with the enemy. Most of the time it will never even make it to the battlefield. 13 is well organised paramilitary force. Its command structure is distributed across several organisations. Downside of the decentralized structure, however, is that it's easy for miscommunication. Your first step before you begin play is to roll on the table below and determine if any issues have arisen. The nature of bureaucracy can manifest in many ways on the table, although it is often a hindrance. Every so often it can actually work in your favour. Alright, do we have any extra adds to bureaucracy? I don't think we do. No. So, bureaucracy is 2d20. Interesting. Put my d20s away. One d20, 2d20. We've got a 2 on the difficult to read dice and a 19 on the other one, which is a 21. 21, no event. No evento. And finally, secondary objective, and then I'll play it tomorrow, and I'll do Fubar after I've done the setup, and also I will just make a note after set up, do terrain type. Okay, and our secondary objective is a D6, which is a 3 medical recovery. Medical recovery. Randomly determine 3 pieces of non-scatter terrain on the board. Place an objective in the centre of this terrain if possible. If this is not possible because the nature of the terrain prevents placing a figure on it, then the terrain itself is the objective. Your team achieves this secondary objective if, over the course of the mission, any members of your team move into contact with each of these terrains. The first time a member of your team ends a move in contact with the object, they heal 1d6 plus 2 hit points. Okay. 3 objectives in 3 random terrain. Touch. Heal 1d6 plus 2 HP. Page 73. Sweet. Alright, I guess that's it. So I'll need to give the team a name, give the people names, which I might do. Let me go and find the book.